Hi, I'm Juliet, and today I'm talking about book covers, specifically for paperbacks. If you haven't started on your cover yet, these are things you'll need to consider. Whether you're creating your book cover yourself or employing someone to do this for you, there are some things you need to know about book covers before you start. Firstly, if your book's very thin, you won't be able to have spine text. There is no way around this. On Amazon, books need to have more than 79 pages to have spine text, and to be honest, even at that size, the text will be tiny and likely pointless, as no one will be able to read it. You probably need to have at least 100 pages before this really becomes viable. Your back cover needs to have space for a barcode. On the Amazon templates, this space is marked out for you, but it's pretty standard. So you need to make sure your back cover copy doesn't go over this space. This might seem a ridiculous necessity for an online retailer, but if you go for expanded distribution, Amazon does supply to some other retailers, and they will need a barcode. I imagine it might also be a legal requirement. There are borders around your cover template where you mustn't put anything that you don't want cut off. These are the trimming borders and allow for a margin of error. So you can have your background image but no text or important parts of foreground items. And don't butt your text right up to that border. Give it, well, Amazon says 3.2 millimeters of space, which does beg the question, why don't they just make the border bigger? But them's the rules. Your book cover shouldn't include any text on the front cover that isn't part of the title or the author name. These need to match the details you put into the relevant boxes when uploading your book. And yes, I know people put other things on their covers, such as awards and best-selling this or that. But many of those are traditionally published books, and they have different rules. And if they're in a little graphic, they may not count as proper words. You might get away with doing this, but you might not, so be aware. Images should be a minimum of 300 dots per inch, and CMYK colour. Stretching images to fit is generally going to be a bad idea, as the quality probably won't be very good. So if you're purchasing from an image website, go for the bigger version of the file, rather than the smaller, so you're not tempted to do this. There are lots of very specific things about colours and images on Amazon's website that are quite technical, so do check them out if you are creating your own cover. As for the actual images used, they may get rejected for such things as weapons, violence, and certain levels of undress. I couldn't easily find an Amazon page that states this explicitly. A lot of it is anecdotal, but they do reject covers. So if yours has any of these elements, be careful with how they're used. For example, someone pointing a weapon at someone else is, I think, more likely to be rejected than a knife on a flat surface, which you often see on novels where crime is involved. You need to flatten your cover. That is, combine all the layers into one, before you save it as a PDF for uploading. Now, I always create a separate copy of the file before doing this, just so I don't inadvertently lose my layered version, because then I'd have to recreate it from scratch to make any adjustments. You might want to do the same. If you don't flatten your image, you'll probably get error messages on upload, and it may look weird. And yes, paperback covers are uploaded as PDFs. That surprised me too when I first saw it. So those are some of the basics that you might not have thought about. For more information, the Amazon link is in the description.